great pleasure. Welcome to our show today, man. Who's written the book, I think all dog lovers are going to like, and maybe future dog lovers. It's called My Dog, Tips to Raising Fido. We're joined today by Michael J. Rosen by telephone. And Michael, good to have a chance to talk to you. How are you today?
I'm great, Doug. Thanks for bringing me into the pack.
Yes, that's right. Are you a lifelong dog lover, or did you come to it a little bit later in life?
A lifelong. I think I often think about Shakespeare saying that some people are born with dogs, some people achieve dogs, and some people have dogs thrust upon them.
That's right.
They said that about greatness, but I was lucky to have dogs all the time.
Well, I think just having a chance to kind of look through the book and read some of it, the way you kind of went about this particular project is more of an entertaining way to do it. I think people, they know the fun part of dogs, but and you talk about that as well, but there are responsibilities too, right?
I wanted to give families a tool that would honor and acknowledge a dog's needs, understand what a dog's needs are, but also, let's be fair, what are a kid's needs? And it's not just, hey, I want to get a dog, that then turns into, why do I have to be the one who has to walk them all the time? Kids have much more interest in novelty and in games. They're scheduled more than dogs. They have a need that's different than a canine that would be happy really with a routine, and a routine that's repeated, and the same routine that's repeated, because that's the kind of structure that dogs like. We've invited into our world. It's a confusing, complicated world, and our job is to simplify it again. So I wanted to engage kids with this interactive, thumb-tabbed, put a photograph of your dog in the book, personalize it right in the book. There's report cards and activity sheets so that kids will feel invested in the care and well-being of their animals and won't feel simply the frustration of, he doesn't listen to me, he won't sit for anyone but Dad, I can't take him anywhere, he's not allowed in the house because he gets everything muddy. But instead, let's anticipate what a dog's needs are and build a comfortable world where that companionship can be big, 100%, all the time.
It's amazing to me, you kind of just touched on it there, how accepting dogs are of us. I know people love dogs, but I don't know if they think we're bigger dogs or what they think we are, but they're very accepting animals, aren't they?
Well, there are a couple key things. One is, if you are getting a puppy, they have that imprinting, that period when they come to accept, between about 8 and 14 weeks, humans as a kind of a mother or a model figure. But beyond that, as pack animals, dogs are very happy, and for 15,000 years have figured out that we not only know where the treats are hidden, but we enjoy a lot of the same things that they do. Working together, that could be walking simply, that could be obedience work. This is rewarding for a dog, and let's be honest again, it's really rewarding for a kid. Mom, I taught him how to shake, or to be able to go to a friend's house and say, no, let's go for a walk. I can take my dog because she'll for sure know how to walk on a leash, and she won't pull us the whole time. So I think dogs accept us because we really can provide the needs of a pack for them.
And dogs need a family structure too. I mean, they want you to kind of be in charge of them in a sense, don't they?
They do, and I don't think that necessarily means dominating or being, a lot of people have come to think of top dog as something that's a little more, military than it needs to be. I just want people to understand that they're the dog's teachers, and that 99% of the problems are simply the fact that you haven't taught the dog. For instance, you take the dog into the car for the first time. Well, what is the dog supposed to do in there? You haven't told the dog. The dog has no idea what the car is. And he'll make the decisions if you don't. Okay, here's what a car is. It's fun. I stick my head out the window. I jump back and forth from the front seat to the back seat. I bark at people. Or you train the dog. You say, this is something new. I'm going to be the person who makes the decisions for what happens. And that is, the dog sits here. The dog does not move around. And we practice in a not moving car. We practice for just a short drive. We make sure that the dog knows, yep, this is fine, I know what's expected of me, and I get rewarded, rather than I got corrected, I didn't know what was going on, it was crazy, and, yeah, we want to avoid that.
Yeah, good point. You talk in the book about picking the right dog for your family, especially with kids involved in the family. Can you give a quick tip or two on that? How do you go about picking the right dog if you have little kids?
Yeah, I like families to think about what their particular circumstances are and their interests, and how old are the kids, how strong are the kids, do they like to exercise a lot, do they live in an apartment, is there an elevator, do they visit people frequently, is their house really fragile, do they mind slobber? Something simple as that, slobber. I mean, some people, I don't care. Some people, it's like, oh my God, that is the deal breaker. Well, it's a factor to weigh in, because I don't believe that anyone really needs a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, or I need a Samoyed. But you need a Samoyed because you have reindeer that you once hunted? So the fact is, the perfect dog for your pet, more than its breed, more than its age, more than its sex, is the care and training that you give the dog. So the perfect dog for family is a well-trained dog, and particularly for, as you suggested, a young family, maybe have a couple kids, maybe they decided now's the time. At least the ones that I'm familiar with are pretty scheduled. They have a lot to do. There's big commitments and after-school programs and practices. And I think it's unfair to think that a puppy is going to get the attention needed. And so I encourage people to work with rescue groups and shelters and to identify a companion that might not have as high an exercise need, might not be presenting problems that a family doesn't have the patience to solve. Perhaps an older dog that will help them get into the world of canine companionship.
You don't necessarily need to have to go to a breeder and spend a lot of money. I mean, a lot of dog shelters, I'm sure you'd find a good companion there, but you want to pick one that's kind of maybe the age group or size that your family would be able to handle, right?
I think so. Again, I'm always a little reluctant to name a particular breed for a particular person, whereas if I were sitting across the table with you and I met your family and I could see, oh gosh, they're 4 boys and they're really rowdy and they're always playing soccer and football in the backyard and the kind of energy level, sure, I would say let's get a dog with a lot of energy level. An Italian Greyhound is not for this pack. A dog like a Newfoundland is not suited for all that commotion and all that kind of exercise. So that's just one little factor. And I think when people do I don't want to say research, as in you've got to write a whole thesis on the subject, but just talking to smart people and spending time with various breeds, just the way you might test drive a car or you might ask for recommendations. It's key. It's really key.
Once you have a dog, I think it's important to tell your kids, I mean, they're part of the family, you got to spend time with them. I mean, don't just leave them alone, right? I mean, they want you to play with them and be with them. That's important to the dog, right?
It is important to the dog, and it's important to the kid. That's at the heart of my dog. The creativity, the ways that kids can feel that they're still connected. They don't just have to do the obliged, I have to walk my dog, I have to feed my dog. I want them to say, this is a cool way that I have of feeding the dog. I do a hand feeding once a week that's really fun. Here's a peanut butter carrot cake I make and I eat it with them. It's kind of fun. Here's a tug toy that I've made. Here's a new game we invented. Here's an activity that we can share, as opposed to, with the dog, it's so wild, I can't do any of this. Or if the dog does this, goes near the water, he's going to get muddy, and so we can never go to the park because he'll go and, no, I want them to solve those and explore the larger world so kids can have a vital companionship that they enjoy, that they don't just think the dog enjoys.
That's a book full of great tips called My Dog, Tips to Raising Fido. Been joined by Michael J. Rosen today. Michael, you have a website you want to give out? People can get a hold of you in the book?
Sure. We actually have a place in Facebook, which is just My Dog. And our website is workman.com/mydog. and the book's certainly available wherever books are sold.
Great. Mike, we appreciate you taking a few minutes today, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.